The Undertaker is returning for SummerSlam weekend. There's a big change to an AEW Forbidden Door match, and a former NXT champions are returning from injury soon. It's the news. We're back again.
Oh, we're back again.
We've given you a lovely view of the ocean here at Whitley Bay. We're again back on.
Let's get real. We were actually gonna go to a different area, and then we realised we were standing right in front of all the wind. So
I mean, you can see it in our hair probably that it's causing quite a disturbance, and we're trying to protect them.
Just do a gentle pan. Look at the lovely rocks and sea. Yeah. There you go.
We've got some.
This here is Whitley Bay, and the birds are flying.
But we're going to give you some more wrestling news, of course. We're back. We're going to kick things off with The Undertaker, and he's returning for SummerSlam. He retired, Survivor Series 2020?
Yes.
And he's back, but not in a wrestling capacity, thankfully. There was a press release from WWE, and it said that WWE today announced that The Undertaker One Dead Man show, because it's stylized with capital Man.
Yeah,
will make his debut.
It's one dead man, all one word, show.
Yeah, so it'll make its debut on Friday night, July 29th, the night before SummerSlam, as part of SummerSlam week.
Yeah.
It will feature the Phenom in an intimate setting, sharing never-before-heard stories from his Hall of Fame career and taking questions from us, the WWE Universe.
You know, it's not entirely surprising we'd be seeing something like this. Undertaker has done more and more in terms of podcast appearances, interview appearances, out of character stuff.
Yeah.
That's just been slowly, increasing as the time since his retirement has increased. But I think I'm just genuinely surprised WWE aren't doing more of this anyway, because I've always said that it'd be cool for especially WrestleMania access or SummerSlam access, whenever they do these things. Why aren't they just hiring out a venue and doing a night of talks? Why aren't you just hiring out a venue and having Brett sit there with somebody and go over some of his old matches?
The stories that some of the roster could actually give. And
what I really want is just a concert series with Jim Johnston. Do it, WWE.
That'd be incredible. Think about the music, a proper gig, a mosh pit.
Anyway, back to the Undertaker, dude.
Yeah, the Undertaker's going to have this sit-down sort of Q&A, sort of live podcast almost experience. It sounds like it's going to be quite a fun night, getting to hear some stories directly from him. As you said, he's done stuff more recently, going on podcasts. I think he was on the Stone Cold podcast, right? He's got his own one on the WWE Network.
Yeah.
So I guess it's going to be similar to that in the fact that he's just going to chat.
Well, it says intimate, so I'm assuming there's going to be maybe 50 to 100 people there, small, kind of niche venue type thing. I think
7.
I'm quite looking forward to it. I think that it's only going to be a good thing for any Undertaker fans out there, right?
Yeah, and I wonder if he'll be in attendance for SummerSlam quite clearly. I wonder if we'll see any presence on the main show. Do you think we'll see him at SummerSlam?
I would love nothing more, but at the same time, I don't think I would want it.
him versus Pat McAfee.
And then Goldberg comes out.
Oh, yeah, that'd be your dream. Goldberg returns at SummerSlam.
And then they just point to the big Saudi Arabia logo.
Yeah, that's the dream. We're going to move over to AEW because Forbidden Doors tomorrow night.
Yes.
I'm very excited for it. Are you looking forward to the show?
Oh, more than anything. I'm so hyped.
Well, hopefully this doesn't change your hype level. There's been a big change to one of the matches. There has been a lot of changes.
It's been
As you mentioned in the previous video, there's quite a few injuries, and what was originally planned for Forbidden Door isn't taking place. But we've got another change. Sunday night, it will be Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki will take on Eddie Kingston, Wheeler Yuta, and Shota Umino.
Oh, yeah. So Shota's I'm excited. I think the problem is it's always going to be an odd one when it comes to these sort of cross-promotional shows. It's always going to be something where not everybody's going to be able to be happy. And of course, you have just the general rigors of wrestling as a whole, which is what we're seeing now with the amount of injuries and everything going into it.
Yeah.
I do think that they are trying to bust it out as best they can. I think there's still going to be a lot of surprises, and I want to see Shota wrestle, so
well, there's a big stipulation also added to this match, the fact that whoever wins will get the advantage going into Wednesday's Blood and Guts match.
Okay.
So it's kind of got a lot on the line. I really enjoyed Blood and Guts last year.
Yeah,
I thought
it was fantastic.
I'm really excited to see this one. I don't know who's going to win here. Usually you would expect the heels to get the advantage, right, going into this type of match. It seems historically that's what kind of goes.
But I mean, Jericho, Guevara, and Suzuki, how are they going to coexist? To use the biggest cliche ever, but how are they going to do it?
It's chaos.
Murder
Suzuki's
Grandpa and hair metal. Does it go together?
Maybe in this instance. Also confirmed for this weekend. Zack Sabre Jr.'s opponent being picked by Bryan Danielson, of course. There was a little, I guess not confusion, but it wasn't clear what was happening here. The fact that the mystery opponent will be the newest member of the Blackpool Combat Club and will actually be in Blood and Guts on Wednesday.
It's a debuting individual, isn't it?
The wording they used, it's going to be their AEW debut, which rules out quite a lot of people. Now, before we were recording, we were having a wee chat. I'm thinking it's going to be Cesaro or Claudio, whatever name he'll go by for this.
When we were talking, Thatcher was thrown out there, and that's an interesting one because everybody's like, "Oh, well, Noah," and it's like, "Yeah, but
we had this
is the year where New Japan are actually actively trying to work with as many people as possible, Noah included. So it'd be quite interesting to maybe see that."
I think I think he would fit perfectly into the Blackpool Combat Club. He's got that rawness about him.
Everybody wants Cesaro, and I am included in that.
It makes so much sense. He was the person who William Regal chose to have his retirement match against. Back in 2013. So I would love to see Cesaro here. It fits perfectly. Him in that Blood and Guts match would be crazy. Also, other names being tossed around. Johnny Gargano.
Gargano, of course.
He's claiming on social media, he's like, "I swear being in Chicago is a coincidence."
Yeah, he's like, "Oh, I just happened to be here on the same night for no reason." So, although it could be just he's there to enjoy a nice Chicago-style pizza. We don't know.
Possibly. I mean, Punk was teasing all the Chicago stuff, and it turned out he was going to be there, so who knows? The same with Forbidden Door. On the media scrum, Tony Khan was asked, "Is there going to be a Forbidden Door 2?" And Sam's reaction, I think, gives it away. It's just... Yes!
Is there going to be a Forbidden Door 2? There has to be. Unless something really drastic happens between all of these companies, I can't see a situation in which there's not a return date, at least for Japan.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, I was, I was so sure that this was maybe going to be one of those one-and-dones, but the way it's sort of evolved, the way it's built, there seems to be maybe like a gentle ecosystem here going. They're really trying to do as best they can with it, and I think that there's absolutely no reason for there not to be a second, in the US or the second in Japan or wherever.
Also, the fact that we've mentioned before the injuries that AEW's currently got. This is a dream card that they've got right now. But think of all the potential dream matches that we're not getting.
Let's have a look at what you could have won.
The one that my mind always jumps is Punk and Kenta. I want to see that match. Danielson, Sabre Jr. We were close to getting.
I need to see Zack Sabre Jr., Danielson, and Shibata. I don't care what rules you want to put on it.
We've not even got Shibata.
I don't care if you just want to do, like catch style, like UWF or whatever. I just need to see that happen. I need to see it happen.
Well, Tony Khan giving us some insight and saying it will happen again. He said he's happy with the success of ticket sales. They sold pretty well. It's done ridiculous numbers for the venue.
And just immense levels of positivity from around the wrestling world.
It's so good.
It's a hard thing to do.
The interesting thing that I think we take from note from his little quotes in the media scrum was that he says it could be a 2-day event.
I think that it would maybe make sense. I definitely thought that if they did the Japan return show, do it after a New Japan pay-per-view. Not that they would, but it's the type of thing you could run it on the day after a Wrestle Kingdom if Wrestle Kingdom went back to 1 year, because I think you would have a lot of people traveling for it anyway. You'd have a lot of people hyped. There's a lot of people still off work, and
we saw them do that this year with Noah. We had Wrestle Kingdom over 3 nights.
Yeah,
and third day being
third day was New Japan Noah, and then it took us we had to. There was like a whole roundabout way of getting it so that we would watch it, and we had to sign up for this and pay that and get this and do that.
It wasn't eeasy. So hopefully, if they do a 2-night event and one in Japan with New Japan again,
do it on New Japan World, please.
New Japan World or Fight. It'll be much easier that way. But we're going to stay on the Forbidden Door idea because someone else walked through the Forbidden Door the other week with the fact that being AJ Styles appearing in Impact. A different type of door. Not the AEW door, but the Impact door.
The Impact door. And it was something that we've all been kind of... we knew it's a big anniversary for Impact. We thought that we're going to see a lot of names. And it was one of those situations where it's like... Maybe we might actually see somebody there, but of course, we all know how it went down with the video appearance. But according to the Observer, the quote is literally, for their 20th anniversary, they were able to get clips from Sting, a top star with AEW, and Styles, a top star with WWE, on the same show. That was a surprise, although earlier this year, WWE used Mickie James, the Impact Women's Champion, in the Royal Rumble, and acknowledged the promotion and her title for about 3 seconds. Styles pushed hard to be able to be part of the show, and the James deal was part of WWE agreeing to it. And I'm just kind of gutted. I would have loved to have seen AJ even if it was just to kind of come out and just deliver a speech, because AJ's so intrinsically tied to Impact Wrestling.
Yeah.
To me, like, the past of Impact Wrestling, it isn't what it is without AJ Styles.
And as well, just to hear that music one more time, Get Ready to Fly. Him coming out, fireworks coming down, it would have been fantastic. Now, it's not out. I wish they'd pushed a little harder, as you said, to get him there in person.
They're selling themselves short here. WWE got Mickey James. They should have really gone in there. Give us AJ.
And Styles
prodding them.
Yeah, like they've done it in the past. Christian Cage went to Impact for a night as he was Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, and that was the for Ric Flair
Ric
going
Flair's
into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So I said it before, but maybe if it was a company overseas, I think it wouldn't have been so much of a problem. But WWE are always just going to be weird with other North American wrestling companies, aren't they?
Right, yeah. Hopefully, if they do another event, then maybe AJ will make another appearance.
Yeah.
Hopefully so, fingers crossed. I would have loved it as a big Impact fan back in the day. I loved a bit of TNA. But we're going back over at the WWE side of things. Our former NXT champions are set to return soon. The Observer reports that former NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Io Shirai and Zoe Starks, both been out for quite a while. With injuries, are expected back relatively soon. I guess the division kind of needs it.
The depth isn't quite there. Io Shirai especially, somebody who you can just kind of throw into any situation, and I think it can't come quick enough, really, can it?
I think Io Shirai, though, should really be on the main roster by now. She's talented. I just worry what they would do with her on the main roster.
I think that we still need some big bads in NXT, and I think she can very much fulfill that role for now.
Yes.
I think we will see her on the main roster sooner than later, but
the other question is, when do we get this women's tag team title tournament that they've been saying is going to happen, and then they slowly hushed up?
I don't know they're going to literally have to turn it into a storyline, I think, at this point, where it's going to be like, okay, everybody, partner up, and it's
you two, can you coexist? Can you coexist?
Like they've got to kind of celebrate tag team wrestling, which is something that WWE has a very hard time doing.
Well, Io Shirai, so we start back relatively soon, but that is all we have for the news today.
Yeah.
What lovely. We're gonna go and build a sandcastle. We're gonna bury Sam in the sand. It's gonna be fun. Look behind the camera. It's gonna play in the pool. Or the sea. The pool. the pool. Sea.
The North Pool.
The North Pool. But thank you so much for watching. We will be back with lots of coverage for Forbidden Door. We've got who's playing through? Someone's playing through it. Have you played through it?
I think I'm playing through it with Andrew.
There you go. We've got that. We've got the stream overnight. Andrew and Tom on the stream.
Oh, I know. I'm doing the playthrough next week. Was it Tom and Andrew did the playthrough?
Tom and Andrew,
yesterday?
yes. Yeah. So you can watch the live stream, the reactions to Forbidden Door tomorrow night. Tom and Andrew, and then there'll be WTF and all the usual stuff.
All the good stuff.
So stay tuned to the channel. But in the meantime, we will see you later. We're off to enjoy the beach.
Bye.